hope that you all have had a great year. It's really hard to believe, but 2017 is almost over. It's only a matter of a few weeks. So, for this reason, I decided to give you all a New Year's reading. And this is something that I have been doing for a few years now. Actually, I think this is probably the third year of me doing it. So, if you're interested in checking out the last reading that I did for this year, you can find it on my channel. But this reading is about 2018, and it's for all of my viewers, everybody who is watching this video. And this is actually a reading type that I offer on PayPal and Patreon. So if you're interested in receiving a personal reading, make sure to email me. So, let's see. Now, I'm going to do a little more shuffling, just a little bit, just to refresh the energies of the deck. And I would like to get started by setting the intention for this reading. And I would like this reading to give some guidance and help to everybody who needs it, to enlighten everyone who is ready to receive the truth. And I also intend that this reading facilitates growth and learning and progress in our lives. Because every day, every week, every month, and every year, we are getting more and more experienced and wiser. And I would like this tarot reading to reflect and to represent all the ways in which we have grown and all the possibilities and opportunities that are going to be presented next year. Okay. So, the first card I'm going to pick is going to represent the underlying energy of 2018. It's basically the significator, the energy that is present all throughout the year. And it's also the most important lesson that we can learn next year. And I think there's a storm about to start outside. I hope that it's not going to be too distracting. But I actually enjoy sitting in a warm room while there's some rough weather outside. It's a cozy feeling. So we're going to pick 4 cards that are going to represent the 4 stages of the upcoming year. So it's going to be January, February, and March. And then we have April, May, and June. And July, August, and September is our 3rd card. And finally, October, November, and December. Okay. So let me place the cards in frame so you can see all of them at once. Hopefully, I can make it. Okay. So, let's start with the significator card. And we have the 7 of Pentacles here. The 7 of Pentacles is kind of a warning sign. It tells us that we might be way too excited or carried away. And it's important that we realize that change is not always something that happens overnight. So the 7 of Pentacles energy is inviting you to connect with that part of yourself that is infinitely wise and connected to the divine. That part of yourself that is able to understand understand that things take time. That part of yourself with infinite patience and deep understanding. You were very busy this year, all throughout this year, and you have accomplished many things. And it's understandable that you would like to just march forward, and you would like to see some rapid changes in your life. But the Seven of Pentacles is telling you to be patient, to wait it out, to believe, to have faith that the seeds that you have planted will grow in the future. And there is nothing you can do right now to speed up the process. All you need to do is have faith. All you need to do is to believe that you can be successful, that change happens sometimes in very unexpected and quirky ways. And when there's no change in a certain aspect of our lives, it is for a reason. And that you need to understand that the universe knows better. January, February, and March. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles, and that's already a promising card. So as a significator, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and as a beginner or a beginning, starting energy for the year, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles speaks to hard work and diligence and expertise. So this card is actually telling me that you have the ability to rise above the obstacles that you might be facing by really applying yourself, by really trying your hardest and just plowing through. The Eight of Pentacles is one of those cards that represents the loneliness, the inherent loneliness of existence, because it's telling you that if you want something to be done in a way that is appropriate or that is right for you, then you need to be the one who does it. So this card is calling you to act with the belief that if you pay a lot of attention to detail And if you really truly focus on creating a high quality product or providing a high quality service, then the result is going to reflect that intention. Okay. April, May, and June. Now we have a major arcana card here. And I actually want to turn over all the cards just to give us a sense of what's going on with the bigger picture here. Okay. So, the second stage of the year is again actually pretty positive and promising. And if you look at the first card, it's really kind of a gloomy, dark, and unforgiving, cruel kind of vibe that this card has. And when you look at these three cards here, you can see that these orange and red and purple colors are dominating. So it's a much lighter, much easier to digest sort of energy. So there's a lot of positive things here. And at the end, another major arcana card, Death. Okay, so we have the Strength card here. And Strength in this particular deck, the Aleister Crowley Tarot deck, is associated with sexuality and the beast that lives within us. But on a more broader scale, or in more general terms, this card speaks to the taming and the utilizing of certain natural forces, which could be your libido, your basic survival instinct, even your fear, which again connects us to the animal kingdom in many ways. Your aggression, your violence, your anger, all these forces of nature that are present in the human psyche and can dominate certain individuals. This card is speaking to the opposite of that situation. So with this card, you are not being controlled and dominated by these forces. You are the one who's using it for manifestation purposes and for spiritual growth. So, actually, since we're talking about a major arcana card here, in the second stage of the year, you will experience a heightened sense of a heightened intensity of energies, and the year starts off on a fairly practical and down-to-earth note, but then it's gradually becoming something much more spiritual and much more elevated. So, throughout your battle against the physical obstacles that you're facing, since we're speaking about 2 Pentacles cards here, throughout this war, this fight against the elements, so to say, or the obstacles presented by the material world, you will reach a different perspective where you realize that it's easier and more productive to use even the negative energies that are arising within you or in your environment. It's better to use those energies to your benefit. And I might make a meditation video on how to do that because I feel really inspired to do so. So if you're interested in this topic, then watch out for my videos because I might be posting a meditation on this topic soon. So in the third stage of the year, we have the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups represents the ultimate happiness. And since we're talking about cups here, it's water, it's emotions, and it's the highest level of the suit. So it's the exaggeration of the given energy. And so, since it's a minor arcana card, and we still have the Seven of Pentacles looming here, I wouldn't say that you experience a complete level of satisfaction. There's gonna be an inkling, a sense of imperfection always present, but you will experience a more positive, a more dynamic, and a more faithful attitude. But again, we're talking about the Ten of Cups, and that's a minor arcana card. And all of this reminds me of what a spiritual teacher said about meditation, the I Am meditation in particular, if you're familiar with it, which is basically about self-inquiry. It's about discovering who we really are. And many people in this process report a sense of joy and happiness and almost like feeling high, feeling really sociable, friendly, and just really upbeat. And what the master said was that although these feelings are wonderful and they are a definite sign that you are on the right path, they are not the ultimate goal. And that I found really interesting and really thought-provoking, that we would think that at the end of the line there's happiness, and that should be our objective. But according to this spiritual master, freedom is of ultimate importance. That's the thing that our soul, our inner being, really craves. And that brings me to the last card here, death. And that tells me that even though we have this underlying energy of being held back and being hindered and being obstacles thrown in our way, there's a definite sense of transformation here at play with the death card. So there's a definite direction that we're heading towards. And the point is, again, not to be happy. That's not the final stage. That's not where we stop. It's freedom. And I would like to emphasize again that the death card does not refer to physical death. It's more about the spiritual death, the process of regeneration that we experience from time to time throughout our life, when you feel like you are turning into a different person. If you think about your values, your opinions, your belief systems 10, 20, or 30 years ago, or even earlier, you will see what I'm talking about. We are going through these personality altering changes throughout our lives. And according to this card, this year is going to bring you this change again. I hope that you guys enjoy this reading, and I wish you a very happy new year in advance. Thank you for watching, subscribing, and supporting my channel. Goodbye.